Ivan, thank you for joining us. This is a beautiful place, a gorgeous cathedral, the Dome of Cologne. Behind us, the five-star hotel, Excelsior Hotel Ernst. But on New Year's Eve, it was not beautiful. It was horrible.
Absolutely, it was really horror. I started with my work here just at about 6 o'clock, and I was really a little shocked because I see a lot of young men groups, about 5 to 10 guys between 20 and 30 years old, and they just walking here around, and I didn't see this before because I was working the last 3 years before here on New Year's Eve, because it was just a nice celebration here, and it's a nice clientele here and a nice hotel, and that was my decision to work here. And I think at 8 o'clock, the first fight was here on the Gaffel. It was between two men. I don't know who the guy was who hits them with the knife.
Wait, they were both migrants?
No, only the injured man was a German man.
Okay, so a migrant attacked a German man with a knife.
They don't know who
They don't know who started it.
But they just tell me that the police told me that he didn't speak German, and he looked like from the south of Africa, from the north of Africa. So I was really shocked, and then the ambulance came and take him away.
And that's a five-star hotel. So this is a tourist area.
Of course.
This is not a rough area.
No, like you see now here, tourists from all over the world, from China, from the United States, from everywhere around the world, they come here, take their picture, and so it was the last years before, but even not this New Year's Eve.
So you started seeing these groups of 5 or 6 men circling, almost like they were patrolling or something?
Like patrolling. I told the police it was like a crowd of lions, Really? Just looking for their victims,
And so in this case, the first victim was a German man, and that was before midnight.
It was 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So what happened? So to have a stabbing in front of a 5-star hotel with the ambulance and police must have put you ill at ease. What happened as the night went on?
Then I just was shocked what happened here, because this happened only maybe at Saturday evening, and not here on this place. And then the crowd was getting more aggressive. They start with fireworks here at about 9 o'clock, so you think it's midnight, They're just firing so much and so many fireworks, and even on the cathedral. And then
So were they shooting it at the cathedral on purpose?
And if they just hit the wall of the cathedral, they're just applauding, And that was really shocked for me.
Did it seem disrespectful?
Absolutely disrespectful.
Has anyone ever? I mean, this is a gorgeous cathedral. It's so ornate. Did it damage the cathedral, or?
No, they didn't damage.
It was just they were shooting on purpose at the cathedral.
They're just shooting from a distance, from behind, from the wall, from the trees here. That you cannot catch them,
Because by the time you see it, you don't know who shot it.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, is it legal to shoot fireworks in the middle of a tourist area?
No, absolutely not. And I think this is the first law they must change is fireworking here on these places.
Look, that's crazy to shoot fireworks. It's crowded with people now. I can imagine. Did anyone get hit with fireworks?
I don't know, and I just don't read in the media. They got really big luck, because the fireworks just exploding in the air, and not here on the place, on the ground.
Now, the police were already alert because of the stabbing. What did the police do with the fireworks?
Yeah. The police, they got only about, I think, 80 till 100 policemen here, and this was absolutely minimum. They cannot do a good job, but they did a good job. The policemen. It was not the fault of the policemen. They weren't prepared, even like I wasn't prepared, what will happen on New Year's Eve this year.
Ivan, we just moved over here. It was a little noisy over there. This plaza is enormous. The church, this cathedral, it's enormous. Yeah. How many young men do you think there were? You say they came in clusters of 5 or 6. Yeah. How many do you think there were altogether?
I think they were between 500 and 600 here, yeah. The media just told about 1,000, but I don't think so.
And were all of them committing these acts, or was it just a small number?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of them because I was in 3rd of February. I just went to the police. I got to tell them what happened here, and I must identify some of them. And I see about over 200 men. They just photographed on the police station, and they got the data from them. And I can just identify about 3 persons. I see 3 men.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, it's a luxurious area in many ways. I mean, there's Gucci and Prada and Dior and the 5-star hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
How this is normally, I would imagine, a very safe place to celebrate New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Germans who came that night. Obviously, a lot of German women came.
Yeah, of course, a lot of German women came, but they are just not celebrating here. You know, they are celebrating here on the Rhine because you got a nice look at the fireworks, and I think what happened on New Year's Eve was the migrants and the guys came here, the aggressive guys, of course. They don't know any other place. They know only the train station and the cathedral. You know, and so this is also a place everybody knows. And I think it would be more horrible if they knew the party miles, for example, in Cologne it's called Altstadt, or the Ringe, where the discotheques are, and the bars and the clubs. Then it will be more dangerous for the people here who want to celebrate New Year's Eve.
So this was really you believe these migrant men came in from the suburbs where they're living, and this was really the only place they knew.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you think they coordinated with each other on text messages or whatever?
Maybe, I don't know, but if they made a coordination, they will run Cologne, you know, because we got only 100 policemen for New Year's Eve here, and they were what 400 or 500 aggressive young guys, you know.
Now, so the fireworks started. They were shooting the fireworks at the dome. The police cleared this top area,
Yes.
and so then they came down, and then they cleared.
Yeah, they just closed. They closed the train station. You cannot move out or inside.
So they closed the train
Yeah.
station. They cleared off this higher level with the cathedral, and everyone was sort of packed into the plaza between the cathedral and the train station. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
And is that where a lot of the attacks happened?
Yeah, here.
So it was almost like police. Well, the German women couldn't leave by train because the train station was closed, and they couldn't get up here because this was blocked.
yeah.
It's almost like they were fish in a large net.
Like in a cage. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's when these hundreds of Muslim men just had a mob scene. Is that right?
Just listen. I don't know if they're Muslims. You know, that's a real danger.
What did they look like? Tell me what they looked like.
They don't look like European men.
Okay.
That's you know.
Did you hear any of them talking in a different language?
Yeah.
And what language?
It was an Arab language.
Okay, so I have no idea if they're Muslim.
Absolutely.
They're just Arabic men who aren't German and will be politically correct and will pretend that they could be Buddhist or something.
Absolutely, they can.
So they might be
Jewish,
Sikh. They might be.
everything.
They're probably Jews.
Yeah, but the problem is, you know, I live in Germany and I got a lot of trouble about this because I was really the only man who talks about this, and I don't understand why I was the only man. Because then I recognize why. Because the people are afraid telling the truth.
They're more afraid of telling the truth than they are of rapists.
Yeah, of course. I think they're more afraid of telling the truth than of the rapist. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
That's
What's happened to Germany?
I
Where are
don't
the
know.
German men? You're a tall man. You're a foot taller than me.
Listen.
You're a strong man. Where are the other German men?
I'm an immigrant too. I was born in Croatia, you know, and I just
Maybe that's why you have pride.
No, I don't think. Listen, I think the German men are just systematically destroyed of their pride because, you know, if you just hold the German flag in your hand, you're just a Nazi, you know.
That's crazy.
That's absolutely crazy. You know, I was just fighting in the States, and you go to the United States, everywhere is stars and stripes, you know, and everywhere you go, in Turkey, for example, you see the Turkish flag. But in Germany, it's absolutely, I don't know. If you just take the flag in your hand, you're just a racist, you're a Nazi. It's absolutely
crazy.
And for me, like a migrant, it's absolutely not, I cannot understand this, you know? I cannot understand it.
Well, let me talk about when you got involved in the fighting. You were at that 5-star hotel, the Excelsior.
Yes. And I told the guests to stay inside the hotel.
Good idea.
Yeah, because it's absolutely it was crazy. The guys come, and they touch the woman, you know, older women, up to 40, and they were just dressed in their wardrobe for the New Year's Eve, you know, nice clothes.
And this was right in front of the hotel, or just
because in front of the hotel, because they're just going outside to smoke.
so
and
these migrant men would just come right up and
Yeah.
just grope them.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a cigarette, come with me, baby, and this and that. You know, it was
Did they also steal purses or things like that, or was it all just touching?
touching and trying too, you know. And I was all the time, I just stand here, just go away, just go away, just go away, you know. But I think at 10 o'clock, two young women came to me. They just dressed like the normal girls here. They don't have any mini skirts or something or high heels. They're just dressed absolutely normal, you know. And they came to me and asked me, can we stand beside you? And I said, what happened? They're just following us, the four guys. And I said, what? These guys? Yes, and they were so shocked, they were shaking. You know, they
Oh
were
my
so
God!
and I didn't, you know, I was working like a bouncer since 1989, and I didn't see this in my life before. Because if some drunken man came and said, hey, just go away, and he goes away, sorry. But these guys, they were just so aggressive, and then he stands there with a bottle of beer, and I was prepared now, I must hit him, because if I wouldn't hit him, he would hit me with the bottle. And I told him, just go away, and he just don't listen to me. And he told me, this is our wife.
Our wife? Did you say?
Our wife, yes.
These four men were calling these two German girls.
The leader of them.
Was calling these German women his wife.
Yes, this is our wife. You know, in this
Our
gang.
wife.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I said, and I just asked the girls, what happened? You got some stress with your boyfriend? No, we don't know them. You know. So I just went to him and said, just leave the girls alone. And he takes his bottle here on his right hand, and I just kicked him with a kick on his breast, on his chest, and so he fall on the floor, you know. And the other man, I give a slap with my big hand.
You're a big man.
Yeah, of course.
Thank God you were there.
The problem is, even in Germany, if you hit them too hard, you get arrested too. So you must react like a professional.
Were there any police anywhere nearby?
No.
They had their hands full with 500.
When I just come to catch the police, I just called the police, so they come and catch the guys. But they were absolutely overloaded with problems and trouble here.
When they came to catch the guy, did they handcuff him? Did they put him in a van?
No,
they let him go?
No, because it was about four guys there, and the other guys see that there's no joke with me, you know. Right. So they went away, and they cry and shout to me, we come back and kill you, you know, make like this. And I said, just come, man, just come, you know. Maybe I am tall, but I'm a real quiet guy, and I don't want some stress. But on these four guys made me so aggressive, because these two girls are so shaking. They were so afraid, because they were just afraid they must move here on a small side on the streets inside, and they were afraid they will rape them or something, you know, because they touch them and grab them all the time.
God. Now, let me ask you, how did the night end?
The night ends, the director of the hotel asked me, please, Ivan, stay here till 7 o'clock, because all of the hotel guests and so were afraid, because they didn't seen this before, you know. They just celebrating New Year's Eve here every year, and that happened never here. So at about 5 o'clock, a group of five guys come here from the city center, and they got trouble between themselves. And then I see, like, one takes a bottle of champagne and hits him on his head. And there were migrants between themselves, you know, they fighting, and they hit and beat them and so on. And then I just, one of them lies on the floor, and he get kicked on his head with the foot, you know. So I just grab him away, and then it was like God sent the police. At this moment, just the police car arrives, and I should just come here. And they arrested two guys. And I show you the photos. And then they just take the handcuffs on, and just waiting 1.5 hours for the transport car of the police, and they didn't come, so they must let him go.
Oh my God. Well, that's my question. I remember on January 1st, the Cologne Police Department put out a press release. I read it. It said it was a relaxed evening. That was the word they used. Uneventful. They said, there were 56 incidences. Why did they say that?
I don't know. Listen,
You said the police on the street not to blame because they were overwhelmed. But who wrote that press release?
I don't know. I don't know. But the guy who wrote this, just was suspended. You know?
The police chief, you mean?
Of course. And this is absolutely correct. You know, the problem is I made this job like over 25 years. And I told my friends what happened here. And they told me, Ivan, we don't believe you. And this was the biggest shock for me.
Well, here, so
Yeah.
hundreds of people saw it.
Yeah.
Hundreds, maybe 1,000.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Yeah.
The 100 police here saw it.
Yeah.
And yet no one believed it. No one reported it.
Yeah.
The police didn't report it. The politicians didn't
Yeah.
report it. Why did they cover it up?
I don't know. Maybe
How did they cover it up? How do you keep a secret like
No,
that?
I don't know. And so I just posted this video on Facebook, you know. I was so angry about the situation because I thought, I'm not a liar, this is the truth, what I see.
People would deny it happened because they couldn't see any reports of it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's the reason. And the people attacked me. They wrote me mails. They will kill me because I'm a liar. I'm a racist. I'm a racist. I'm everything, you know. And I was just laughing. And I said, no, I will leave this video on Facebook. And a girlfriend of me, a good friend of me, not my girlfriend, a girlfriend, just asked me, Ivan, please put this video public on Facebook because I got only on my private sphere. And when I put it public, believe me, I think in 6 hours I got over 2 million views on this video, and it was so much multiplied. And
You did more journalism by putting that video on Facebook than the newspaper. Where were the newspapers? They must have known.
I don't know. I can show you a mail. I write a friend of me. He asked me how was New Year's Eve, and I said it was a horror. And I told him you will read it in your newspaper tomorrow.
And it didn't happen.
No, really, believe me, nothing. And even
How many days? 4 days?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 to 4 days. Yes.
Did the mayor, did the police chief say, don't talk about it? Did someone say, don't talk about it?
I don't know,
How
but
do you keep 1,000
I
people
don't-
quiet?
I don't know, but I think it was like this.
Oh my God.
And really.
And what about Armslanga? What about the mayor saying keep an arm's length? Your arms length are very strong. What about women? What about other people who don't have strong arms?
Listen, if you just watch some documentary about lions, if a zebra was standing here and makes an arm length here like this, the lion attacks on the back, you know?
Yeah.
So it was so crazy. It was all the situation is so crazy. Absolutely.
And what happened to the mayor who said keep an arm's length? Is she still the mayor?
No, I think she was shocked even of the knife attack for 2 months before, you know. So the people are afraid. They're really afraid. Believe me, they're afraid telling the truth in Germany. That's the problem.
Was you say this man was arrested, he was handcuffed,
Yes.
but because he wasn't taken away in an hour and a half, the police let him go. I understand that no one was taken into custody that night. Not one person. Is that true?
I don't know. I just know that they got about 3 police cars for the transport of the how you say
The prisoners or
the prison. No, they're not prisoners, but
the suspects?
yeah, the suspect, absolutely. And you know, it's a really procedure. You need about half an hour to 1 hour. You must put a lot of formulas. You
Oh
know,
my
I know
God.
what happens in the States.
Yeah.
The police car came. They put him handcuffs on and they hit him in the car and they drive him away. And in Germany, you must write everything. What's in his pockets, what's his name, everything. You must wait for the car, for transporting them. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely.
Wow. Is there anything else you want to tell us about that crazy night? I mean, you've told the story vividly.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about Germany? Are you hopeful about Germany?
You know, that's the first time in my life that I don't know what will happen in Germany, you know. Because now people are talking about this. And even, you know, there are some parties here and they're just afraid of radicalism and nationalism. But, you know, it's not nationalism if you just walk through the street and say, oh, I'm proud to be a German, you know. And if you only just say this sentence, you're a racist, you know. That's absolutely...
This is one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen in my life. It's gorgeous. It's inspiring. It's historical. I'm not even Christian, but I feel proud to know that this is part of Germany.
For me too, you know, it was the same if they could just fired fireworks in a moschee or a synagogue, you know. This is not correct. This is not correct. And the guys who just fire with fireworks on a cathedral or on a synagogue or a moschee, they just must be arrested or they just must sent back to where they come from.
One day,
Yeah.
Will this be a mosque one day?
Pardon?
Will this cathedral one day be a mosque, a moschee?
I don't know. I don't know.
The fact that you can't say no tells me all I need to know.
No, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what happened. You know, in Germany, the German people just have only about 1.5 children per
Per mother?
yeah, per mother.
family, yeah.
Yeah, and in other countries they got about 5 or 6. You know, it's only mathematics. You know, it's algebra. You know, and you will see. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. So, and you know, if I don't know what will happen, it means a lot.